Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Dan the Fix-It Man. Got another quick video here for you. I'm going to show you how to replace the front brake pads on a 2006 Honda Odyssey. The first thing you want to do before taking this brake caliper off is compress the piston, or pistons in this case, back into the caliper. And there are tools to do that. You can use a C-clamp once you have the caliper off, but I found that it's a little bit easier if you just use a screwdriver or something large wedged in. You'll notice the caliper has a little slot here in the back, and you can put a screwdriver in there, and if you can catch the edge of the brake pad and pull that towards you, if you pull it slow and steady, it will actually push the hydraulic pistons back into the caliper. You're basically pushing that hydraulic fluid backwards through your brake system back up into the master cylinder. Now you can see that the caliper pistons have been pressed back in, and we've got some room there. The reason for doing that is because the pads are worn down. You need to push those out and make room for the new pads with the thicker material. Now the next thing to do is, you'll notice on the back of the caliper here there are two bolts, and those are a 14 millimeter, and we don't need to take off this top one, just the bottom one. Basically the caliper bolt has another a nut on the other side of the framing here. Now if you use this 19 millimeter wrench on the caliper bolt, you'll notice there's a nut on there, like a jam nut, and that will allow you to hold that still while you loosen the rest of that. Set that aside. Now once you have that bottom bolt out, you can just lift the caliper up and access the brake pads. So these are fairly simple, just to pull out and discard. Pretty worn down on this one. The little noise maker right here, that little metal piece of this brake pad was making some contact. You can see that that's been making some noise. So one thing I like to do is put a little bit of brake grease or lubricant on the back, and this just eliminates a little bit of the vibration. You're just supposed to put this on really thin layer, also at the ends. That'll also help keep it a little quieter than if you didn't use it. So there's the first one. We'll put that in here. Set that back down. And same thing on the other side here. Just a couple little dabs and a very thin layer of this. And that really does seem to quiet these down. Put a little bit on the ends, just at the contact points. Of course, you don't want to get any on the surface of the pad. And that's ready to go back in. And then you can carefully lower that caliper back down over the new pads. And there we go. And then you can replace that bolt that holds everything together. That's the 14 millimeter. And when you tighten that down, remember that you may need a 19 millimeter wrench to hold that other side. And that's just the other side of that sliding pin. And that's it. You're all done. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck.